Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
The big story tonight, something you just really can't overlook right now. It is absolutely cold outside.
It is. Whether you like the change in temperature or maybe wish for some warmer weather to return, let's get to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our first alert weather.
And it's all a result of this massive storm that looks like a hurricane on the satellite loop over the past 12 hours. Get a look at that impressive storm. The cyclone bomb, if you will, continues to move off to the north and northeast, producing heavy snow, blizzard conditions continuing over the northeast. And get a look at it. It almost looks, has an appearance of a cyclone, like a hurricane. However, it's a cold core system. It has a warm front, it has a cold front, and that cold front has pushed through here. That air out of the north and northwest is causing these low clouds to develop, as that warmer water right there is actually causing these clouds to cool and condense due to the extreme cold moving off the United States right there. But this is the storm that continues to cause all sorts of travel headaches over the northeast, where there are blizzard warnings still in Maine, all the way through parts of Massachusetts and south. For us, we have some warnings tonight. As expected, a freeze warning now in effect for inland areas east of I-75. It's not because of 75, basically. It's just that's the distance away from the water that's going to have an impact on the coastal locations. The coast will see low temperatures generally into the mid-30s to upper 30s. If you live along the coast right there on the beaches, say Longboat Key, Anna Maria Island, right around 40 degrees for a low. We'll still get wind chills into the low 30s for a brief period of time before sunrise tomorrow. But as far as plants are concerned, you want to cover your plants. If you live east of I-75, bring the small ones in if you can, and obviously take care of your small pets. Not a good idea to have them out during this kind of cold outbreak. We'll have more on this and when we'll warm up coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Great advice. Thank you so much, Bob. Well, shelter openings have been extended through tomorrow as that cold weather continues. For Sarasota County, those shelters include the Salvation Army Center for Hope on 10th Street in Sarasota, Grace United Methodist Church on Eastfield Avenue in Venice, and New Hope Community Church on South Biscayne Drive in Northport. In Manatee County, the Manatee County's Salvation Army Shelter is open, which is located on 14th Street West in Bradenton.
Salvation Army in Bradenton among the local shelters operating at capacity this week. Shelter officials say earlier this week they reached the maximum number of people fire regulations would allow, and they were forced to turn people away. A Salvation Army spokesperson told ABC7 only about 5 people were impacted and they were given blankets and coats. They have since moved furniture out of a break room to accommodate any overflow coming in from the cold.
So we won't turn anybody away. We didn't have the place the other evening for a few people, but we've remedied that now, and we will be prepared, we believe, for the number of people that we'll have in the next few days.
Patterson also says they've seen an increase in jacket and blanket donations at the Salvation Army, but they still need more. The city of Bradenton is looking to possibly reinstall red light cameras at 4 major intersections downtown. The city now in the top 3% statewide in almost every category for crashes.
Police are hoping new red light technology will help sway city council in their favor when making their decision, but that decision likely won't come until there's some guidance from the state and even federal government. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from one of those proposed red light camera locations in downtown Bradenton with more details. Jess?
Jacqueline, this is one of the busiest intersections in the city of Bradenton, 9th Street West and 6th Avenue West. It's also one of 4 intersections that Bradenton police found that drivers are most frequently running red lights. It happens, believe it or not, about 4 times every hour. But all of the red light cameras were taken out of the city of Bradenton back in 2016. So what would it take to put new ones in its place?
We're kind of waiting to see what happens both in the legislature and the Supreme Court before we make a decision.
Mayor Wayne Poston and the city of Bradenton are looking to follow the government's lead. The Supreme Court will decide whether or not it's legal to use cameras to catch drivers running red lights. Arguments in that case start on February 7th. Then there's the state. Lawmakers are also looking at a possible ban.
It's probably not on their top 5 priorities, but it's lingering and around there.
7 red light cameras were removed from the city of Bradenton in August 2016 because of this uncertainty of the technology moving forward. So the decision is still on hold, but City Commission now has new research to contemplate after a presentation from Bradenton Police Department. The goal? Make city streets safer.
A lot of people think we're doing this for the money. We actually took a loss last year. It cost us more than we brought in the red light cameras.
There's new red light camera technology that not only detects when someone is running a red light, but also extends all cross traffic's red lights at that intersection to try to prevent accidents. Cameras are being proposed at these 4 intersections: Manatee Avenue and 1st Street, 6th Avenue West and 9th Street West, 6th Avenue West and 1st Street West, and 12th Avenue West and 14th Street West. Drivers have mixed emotions about it.
I think there's times that you could, you mistakenly go through a red light, and every time you get a ticket for $150, I heard, that's just, sometimes it happens.
I would never run it if I knew there was a camera on there.
If neither the Supreme Court nor the state legislature ban these red light cameras, then the city could decide to move forward with installation. There's no time frame in place just yet, as this is the beginning of the conversation. Reporting live in Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. A follow-up now on a deadly Englewood home invasion. Charlotte County Sheriff's deputies making an arrest in the case. Investigators have had a warrant out for Edwin Randall since last August. That's when deputies say 2 armed men entered a home on 11th Street in Englewood, demanding cell phones and trying to remove a safe from a bedroom. There was an altercation in the home, and one of the intruders, Charles Williams, was shot and killed. Investigators say Randall took off and escaped capture until now.
The search is on in Northport tonight after an attempted robbery at the George Mullen Activity Center yesterday. A city staff member was inside when a man threatened him and demanded money. The suspect pulled out a handgun before leaving, but no one was hurt. Northport police are now reviewing surveillance video, hoping it will lead to an arrest.
After an undefeated season, state lawmakers are hearing a push to proclaim the University of Central Florida the college football national champions. This comes following the Knights' win over Auburn on Monday. Leading the charge is public relations firm CapeCom, whose president says he's received support from a host of lawmakers so far.
Has a great case to make. They beat the team that beat the 2 teams in the national championship. They went undefeated. These guys deserve to be recognized as national champs.
Several lawmakers with connections to UCF say the plan is a good idea. The actual national championship game, by the way, will be played Monday night between the universities of Alabama and Georgia. But
Quite
UCF, UCF still the only unbeaten team.
I know. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I see both sides of the argument on that one. Well, let's check in with ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern, who's joining us now. Richard, I know there's a new threshold that has been reached as the Dow reaches 25,000. Is that correct?
You're absolutely right. Incredible. 25,000 on the Dow just 35 calendar days ago. We went through 24,000. And for those of you who are keeping track, it took 35 calendar days last year for the Dow to go from Dow 20,000 to 21,000. So we tied the record from a timeliness standpoint. The Dow was up by 183 points at the high of the day, above 25,100. Didn't close at that level, but let me assure you, there are a lot of happy investors. Let's take a look at the closing figures. The Dow Jones Industrial Average for the day up 152 points, more than 0.6%, and there you see it, 25,075.13. That on volume of 741 million shares. The Nasdaq, which has been on fire, just 7,000 a few days ago, now 7,078, up 12 points, almost 0.2%. That on volume of 1,626 million shares. And the S&P joined the party, up almost 11 points, 0.4% at 2,723.99. Well, we've been hearing for a week now that retail sales at Christmas time were really very strong. Unfortunately, nobody told that to Macy's. Macy's said they barely saw a sales increase, less than 1% on same-store sales, and they are now projecting for the year 2018. This year, they expect same-store sales to drop in the vicinity of at least 3%. That being said, you may recall last year Macy's announced it would close up to 100 stores. They haven't closed all of them, but today they announced 11 more. One of them in Gainesville, Florida at the Oaks Mall. So, Scott, I know you went to school in Gainesville. I don't know if the Oaks Mall was there then, but it's going to be minus Macy's pretty darn soon.
Spent a lot of time at that mall for sure. And you also have some late news on Sears and more store closings.
Unfortunately, it is indeed more of the same. They announced they were going to close more than 100 stores. That's a combination of both Sears stores and Kmart. no matter how you look at it, retail is having a tough time, and a company by the name of Amazon just might be picking up the pieces.
Gosh, I was hoping for some better news after the holidays. It's unfortunate.
All right. Well, we did hit 25,000. That's
Yes,
some pretty
we
good
did.
news there.
Yeah.
All right, Richard, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, winter weather isn't just affecting flights up north. We'll look at the impact at the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, local wildlife are feeling the chill, how experts say the cold snap is affecting sea turtles and manatees.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac. Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
We are problem solvers striving for answers. Relevancy on every platform. We are driven to create content that's compelling, engaging, where it matters. We are neighbors that care about solutions, believers in making a difference, leaders, innovating in an exciting era of multimedia, reaching to always be the gold standard in our evolving landscape. We are Raycom Media. Find your opportunity today.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at NationalGuard.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, that massive winter storm is creating chaos for those in its path. More than 4 people have died as that storm makes its way up the East Coast. Snow, wind, and ice have paralyzed much of the East Coast, leaving treacherous conditions for people and travelers.
It's coming down so fast, you're not able to clear. So underneath, it's getting real icy. Plus, you got people that shouldn't be out here driving.
In Georgia and North Carolina, drivers spent more than 6 hours stuck in traffic, and parts of New York could possibly see up to 18 inches of snow, half of which has already fallen.
And as Florida experiences the unusually cold temperatures and even snow in some parts of the Sunshine State, wildlife officials are keeping a close eye on vulnerable manatees and sea turtles. When temperatures drop, cold-stunned sea turtles may float lifelessly in the water or near shore. They may appear dead but are often still alive. Mote Marine Laboratory and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission are on high alert to help, and they ask for you to be vigilant about calling when you see a manatee or sea turtle in need of help.
When the weather dips down like this, we kind of go on high alert. We expect to see cold stranded or cold stressed sea turtles, manatees primarily. We start getting concerned when waters dip down for manatees below 68 and for sea turtles below 50, but they can start showing signs prior to that. So we just kind of stay on high alert, waiting to see if they start getting affected.
Now, if you are in Sarasota or Manatee County and see a sea animal hurt or in trouble, don't try to help it yourself. Instead, call the wildlife experts at Mote Marine's 24-hour hotline. That number is 941-988-0212. And severe winter weather across the country is also impacting travelers right here on the Suncoast. ABC 7's Marla Spence explains why some flights out of the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport are getting canceled due to the weather.
A number of flights are canceled here at SRQ, and the reason is the harsh winter weather in the Northeast. Flights from airlines like Elite, First United, and JetBlue are canceled. Many of those flights are going into cities like New York, Newark, Boston, and Portland. The airport's president and CEO, Rick Piccolo, says harsh weather conditions across the country are impacting flights departing and arriving into SRQ, meaning a number of travelers on the Suncoast will be impacted.
I think when you look at the number of flights that will be canceled, it'll be a few thousand people that will be impacted, both from the incoming as well as those that were looking to go back home.
Travelers aren't the only ones feeling the negative effects of flight cancellations. So are Uber and Lyft drivers. One on call says flights have been canceling left and right, and that means less money in his pockets.
Now, normally there's 15 to maybe 20 flights into here every day. Now, during the holiday, they up that amount of flights into here to over 20, and this is the first time that I've been here that we've seen these many cancellations.
A number of flights at Tampa International Airport are also canceled, meaning more people across Southwest Florida are missing flights. Now, Piccolo tells us after the harsh weather subsides across the country, he says flights here at SRQ could still be impacted for a few more weeks. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And some of those airlines also giving some waivers to those that are impacted by those. Yeah.
Give them something. I mean, waiting around there. Up in the Northeast is terrible, treacherous conditions. You guys showed that. This is a massive storm. Hopefully, it's the last one of the winter. You know, that'd be nice for us here, as this would be the possibly the coldest week of the winter. We were anticipating a rather mild winter because of La Nina, but sometimes a monkey wrench can be thrown in that with these little polar vortices that kind of sweep down across the U.S. We have one of those tonight, a freeze warning in effect for areas east of I-75. The Van Wezel webcam showing generally fair conditions all across the Suncoast this afternoon. Some fair weather cumulus clouds. Looks nice, doesn't it? But temperatures only into the mid-50s to upper 50s. I enjoy this cooler weather. Again, not too bad out there as far as that goes, but it is going to be bad for sensitive plants, pets, livestock in the inland areas tonight with freeze warning in effect near the coast. No freeze warning, but we are going to see wind chills into the upper 30s to low 40s again as early as 11 o'clock tonight. There is no wind chill advisory in effect at this point. It doesn't appear that it's going to be around for a long duration. The winds are going to subside somewhat, and the radar picture jumping around a bit, but we have that heavy snow still occurring across parts of Maine and stretching down to the south. And for us, no snow here, but this radar a little bit disruptive at this point. Watches and warnings. Now, this is legitimate. We have a hard freeze warning in effect. That means the freezing temperatures are going to be 27 degrees or below for at least 2 hours. Now, that's not going to happen in our viewing area, but we are under a freeze warning. That's a hard freeze in the deep blue that you see until 10 a.m. on Friday. And then again, that hard freeze goes all the way down into near Hillsborough County. But we are in a freeze warning where you see the light blue, and that's basically east of I-75. Now, there's another freeze watch tomorrow night and Saturday morning. We are not included in that freeze watch, and that is mainly going to be to the north of us for that on Saturday morning. So a couple of cold nights, but not to worry. Things are warming up next week. We have another cold front coming down, but notice we're not going to be dipping into the 50s next week. In fact, by Thursday, we'll be in the mid-70s, 74 on Monday. There's a little bit of a weak cold front moving through, which will cool us down to near seasonal averages on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now, the temperature at 54 degrees, the humidity at 59%. We have a northwest wind at 15, and the pressure 30-14. 47 degrees right now. Current temperature in Tallahassee, 46 in Jacksonville, 51 in Orlando. Now, there are some temperatures that are a little bit milder as you push down south into Inglewood, 58 degrees, 57 in Northport. The Gulf water temperature continues to drop at 62 degrees and 55 in Cortez, 54 in Braden. Tomorrow's hourly forecast, again, calling for temperatures only into the mid-50s tomorrow, so it'll be another cool day after a very chilly start. Now, I mentioned the freeze warning. Basically, east of I-75, there's going to be some patchy frost west of that. So if you are concerned about your sensitive plants, even west of I-75, I'd go ahead and bring them in if it's not too much of a trouble, or cover them up a little bit. There will be a little bit of patchy frost. It doesn't kill the plants, but it does cause leaf damage if you get a little frost on those plants. Now, as far as the futurecast goes, we're going to continue to see this northerly wind all day long, and it won't be all that strong, but still, we'll have some high-level cirrus clouds moving overhead at times tomorrow. So partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies expected, and then that next cold front due to arrive on Monday night and Tuesday morning. Well, elsewhere across the U.S., things are pretty quiet over the central U.S., albeit on the cold side. And as far as temperatures go, a little bit of a problem with the radar right now, and also on into the temperature contours. 1 in Minneapolis, it's 10 in Chicago right now, 10 in Cleveland. And as far as the wind chill goes, well, it feels like -5 in Chicago, Toronto -16, and Washington 9 degrees. That's the wind chill at this point. As far as boating is concerned, a little bit better out there, but still a moderate chop for boaters. The forecast for Friday, a freeze inland mainly, some patchy frost elsewhere. It'll be in wind-protected areas that we'll see that patchy frost develop. And then that'll be a problem again on Saturday morning. I don't think we'll see freezing temperatures Saturday morning, but very close, mid to upper 30s there. And as we push ahead, 70 on Sunday and 75 on Monday, not too bad. And temperatures moderating. We'll have that chance for showers. It'll come mainly Monday night and Tuesday morning, that rain chance at 40%. And then we'll see sunshine and a nice day on Wednesday and Thursday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's get to first alert traffic now. No major crashes along I-75, and pretty much all green except for some construction near University Parkway, but otherwise things are going well. Jacqueline?
In health news tonight, according to the American Red Cross, there are about 7 million blood donors in the United States each year. If you're considering it, Reed Binion has some information that could be helpful.
Start your new year off by doing a good deed. Consider donating blood. The American Red Cross says someone in the U.S. needs blood every 2 seconds. The American Red Cross is in critical need of O negative, which is considered a universal donor, and B negative because it is so rare. Consider these factors when determining if you are an eligible donor, whether you're in good general health. You have to be at least 17 years old in most states and 16 in others with parental consent. And you have to weigh at least 110 pounds. If you are taking medication, that will not disqualify you as a blood donor in most cases, according to the Red Cross. However, the reason that you are taking the medication might. A short health history and physical evaluation at the donor center or blood drive will determine that. The process for general donations takes about 8 to 10 minutes and can save a life. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
The Florida Department of Health is stepping up its efforts to prevent and combat Alzheimer's disease. The department announcing grant awards for 31 projects totaling $5 million. The research grants were awarded through a peer-reviewed competitive process based on recommendations by the Alzheimer's Disease Research Grant Advisory Board. Researchers at any university or research institute in Florida are eligible to apply. Coming up, cops use a popular game show to help nab fugitives, and one homeowner gets super creative with his snow shoveling duties. Stick around, those stories when we come back.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 47th season on Monday, January 8th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Bruce Adolph, the piano puzzler for NPR on Monday, January 8th, and Chris Inglis, former Deputy Director of the National Security Agency, on Tuesday, January 9th. 72 Global Issues lectures, 24 musical conversations. Subscriptions available now. Single event tickets at the door. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Temperatures have taken a tumble, and our Florida foliage is not used to this frost and freeze. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, our plant expert from Troy's Tropics is here to tell us when to protect our plants. Gift-giving season may be over, but now it's visitor season. We'll make baskets to make our house guests feel welcome. Plus, McCurdy's comedy headliner joins us in the studio, and Cafe Barboso is in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Police in a southeast Colorado town are pulling out all the stops to try and catch criminals,
including a hilarious parody of a beloved game show aimed at getting the community involved. Jeremy Roth gives us a look at the fun.
A Colorado police department is using a popular game show premise to help catch crooks on the run. Fugitive Feud was created by the Durango Police Department in southeast Colorado. The parody uses the format of Family Feud to list top suspects on the run from the law. It even features the show's iconic theme music. Survey says, not a bad idea. The department hopes the spin on traditional wanted posters will garner more attention. They say community involvement and social media presence is crucial in catching criminals. You know, when you're dealing with weather like this, there's no judgment in getting creative. This was one Pennsylvania man's solution to his snow-covered driveway. Jonathan Schill created a homemade snowplow using a lawnmower and a TV box. Schill's fiancée said she went outside to check on his shoveling progress, and that's when she found him using the box from a recently bought 50-inch HD TV. Hey, she said it got the job done. What it also did was go viral. The video has been viewed more than 8 million times on Facebook. We leave you now with this South Carolina resident taking the wicked winter weather in stride by grabbing a beer and posing cool as ice on his pool as ice. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Okay, both of those are just hilarious.
I hope the ice doesn't break.
I was thinking the same thing when I was looking at that.
Water.
Yeah. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, is your Florida home prepared for the recent drop in temperatures? What you need to know to keep you and your family warm this winter.
Plus, with the colder weather comes growing concerns for Florida's citrus crops, what farmers are doing to reduce their losses.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do.
Visit us at drugfree.org.
To be able to just get my son here and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.